video was actually filmed a few days ago and I completely forgot to do an intro. But for anyone that doesn't know, after Marino's accidents and everything, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know this. But he got the all clear to jump during the week. So we booked a jumping lesson for the weekend, and let's just say it didn't go to plan. So he was so fresh and spooky and excitable. We didn't even get to jump that much because he just went absolutely boogaloo. But the clips that I did get are in this video. Please don't judge me or him. Obviously, I get really nervous whenever he starts acting like that because I'm convinced I'm going to fall off and get hurt. And he's just uncontrollable whenever he gets like this. But he's always been like this. He's 19 now. He's not really going to change. But yeah, I hope you enjoy this week's video, and I do apologise for not having Marino's cute face in my intro like I did last week. So my dad didn't get any of the start on video, so the intention here was to do some trot poles, and we're starting jumping at this point, but he'd actually started spooking and leaping and taking off. So I was doing these trot poles, and whenever he felt like he was going to take off or bolt or leap or spook or drag me about, we just had to keep circling and go over the poles again. Now, you might not think that he looks like he's going to do anything, but he's a horse. He can change like in the snap of a finger, and you feel it through his back more than like the way he looks. So it did take a lot of going round these poles before I got him settled enough to pop him over a jump. I was getting I wasn't as nervous this stage, but I could feel my nerves starting to build up a little bit. Obviously because it's hard to be confident on a horse that's trying to put you on the floor. But then we did a wee change of rein because he still wasn't settled. So we were just changing the rein and still, doing circles round these poles still. But my instructor was then telling me what way to turn as we were in the middle of the poles so that Marino couldn't predict anything because I didn't even know. So at this point I felt like he'd calmed down enough to bring him over the jump. I didn't really go with him. I didn't have enough impulsion also. So I have absolutely no idea how that jump stayed up, I'll be honest. But it did. So we're trying it again. You can see now that he's realised he's jumping, he's got quite tense. That was our first jump, by the way. My dad did get the first jump on video. So he's got quite tense again. So again, back to our circles. You can tell he tries to fight with me whenever I turn him because he just wants to run. He knows there's a jump in front of him now. So again, this did take a while. There he goes again. This was a nightmare. Oh my god. That was an absolute disaster, really, wasn't it? Like, I had to laugh. I was nervous, but me and my instructor, Clara, we just had to laugh. Like, he bolted in the middle of the poles, and I couldn't turn him because I was going to run Clara over. So he went in front of the jump, and I was like, oh, it's alright. Like, I didn't put my leg on it. I think he's going to refuse, and that's okay, because I hadn't set him up right. And then he jumped it anyway. So I felt like he'd settled enough this time to go for that wee jump. Again, not really enough impulsion over it. But we kept going, and we're just going round to this. I think we're going round to we're going round to the other little bumblebee jump. Oh, never mind, I've stopped. Oh yes, a horse box started to move away, and we're a wee bit nervous with horse boxes, is per Marino. So we're trying again now that there's no horse box in sight. We are meant to be doing these in trot, but I'm having no control, and he's also throwing his head right down after to try and run off with me. So that wasn't really going to plan. He was just getting so headstrong, and he's a bit of a nightmare at this point. So we're still trying to ride him through it. You can see him progressively getting more tense. But here we go again, trying just this little jump. Little bit better. Again, yanking me right down. You can see my poor back getting flung about. And then I think we're coming for the bumblebee jump this time. Yeah, we are. The bumblebee jump because it's black and yellow, obviously. So yeah, he completely took a hold of me there. I couldn't steady him. Just about got him stopped. And then my instructor was like, right, we'll try that again. That didn't go very well either. So
I think at this point she's just trying to calm me down a little bit, and she's just telling me, have a go again, it's not the end of the world. So we'll put this up to a jump now. He, you know what? He gets quite excited over this jump, but I think he did this one the best out of all of them. And I did manage to get him to trot, and I said thank you here to him, um, because he wasn't going to stop, and I just about got him stopped. There he goes, trying to drag me over his head again. And now we're trotting round to our bumblebee jump again. We needed the poles, obviously, to stop him running, obviously, because I was getting trailed by. That wasn't that great. He did a funny stride before the jump, but again, at least it stayed on. We had some sort of control over that. This time we've got, if you can see in the distance, that skinny fence. So the first time, which is this time, I went the wrong way. I was meant to come over the poles that you can see close to the camera now, but I went the wrong way, and Marino also was just flinging his head about like a lunatic.
On the wrong way.
But at this point I'd realised I'd gone the wrong way, and I was already committed to doing the next jump, so you may as well. And then he trailed me through that. There he goes, flinging the head again. Then we're going to try this again, and maybe go the right direction this time. My instructor came over to me to put my stirrups up, because I don't really feel secure in a jumping saddle. So I like to have my stirrups quite long, but she was like, my position wasn't great. So although I was really nervous, and I did say to her, I was like, if you put my stirrups up anymore, I'm going to go flying. So that jump, it actually wasn't bad. It wasn't bad, but he just didn't lift up his back legs. But we're committed to the next jump anyway, so I wasn't going to stop him, because for once he was actually coming back to me. So I wasn't going to stop him and go round again, because I felt like it would have just blew his mind. So you can see his knees are so high up at this point. He's just so excited. I do get him back to trot here, funny enough. Don't know how. And then I think, where are we going now? Oh yeah, that's his Spanish trot. This is so embarrassing. That's the trot he pulls out whenever he just wants to run, and he believes that I'm holding him back, and he gets annoyed at me. So he does this really like weird little high knee Spanish trot. We're still trying to trot into our little fence, because I didn't get him back to me quick enough to go into this one. So over that wasn't too bad at all. And I do get him back. Yeah, he just puts his head right to the floor. Now I have hardly any contact on my reins at this point. He's doing this himself, because I don't know, he just wants to run. He's one of them horses, he does that when he wants to run. And then that was a nightmare, but I had no control. He took off, and it wasn't really optional for me. So my instructor just said there, keep him going, because you can see how riled up he's got. He's been an absolute idiot. So she just said, keep him going, and we'll try and just settle him down. And now by this point he'd got himself so worked up, like he was sweating and everything, but we hadn't even done very much. So you can see this really odd trot that we've got going on. I again, it's so embarrassing. He does, bust some moves. We're trying to leg yield out of the circle, because if the horse is bending, what's the worst they can do? Like, he won't buck, and if he takes off, he's going to take off in a circle, if you know what I mean. So we're trying to leg yield him out of the circle, leg yield him into the circle. I want him to relax into the contact, and whenever he does, I loosen my reins, and then that happens. So back to square one again. Our leg yielding, trying to get him to relax, which he is absolutely not relaxed, as you can tell. But this did take quite a while, as you can imagine. The end goal was just to get him to chill out and let him know that he cannot get away with acting like this. Like, it's such bad behaviour. So I think that may have been his last spook. There were countless ones that I didn't catch on camera, but this may be the last. You can see he's starting to settle a little bit. The more he settles, the more I give him my reins. But this lesson was an absolute disaster. I wasn't going to post anything about this, but I don't know, I feel like posting the bad as well as the good is a good thing. And I don't know, maybe I can look back in this whenever we can get our jumping up to scratch again, and just laugh at myself. I hope. But you can see now we're settling down a bit. You can see I'm a little bit more confident, and then we just left him
So
there.
that is all for this week's video. As a little compromise for not getting Marino in my intro, I thought I would have the lovely Roxy in my outro. Oh yes, kisses. Look at her face. Say hello. Hello. But yeah, so we do have some more lessons to look forward to and everything, and hopefully Marino will settle down a little bit. I do think it was a spring grass that kind of wound him up a little bit on Saturday. Oh, big yawn. Oh, big yawn. But yeah, that's all for this week's video. Hope you enjoyed, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next week for another video. Bye. Say bye. Say bye.